Everyone thinks runners can't build muscle and run at the same time. They're wrong. I'll prove it, and you don't even need a gym. When I canceled my gym membership years ago, I thought I was going to struggle to maintain muscle. I was still running a lot, and I was scared I would shrink into a skinny, weak runner. And so I started looking at my neighborhood differently. What was a sitting bench before became a workout bench. What was a picnic table became a dip station and a push-up station. And a simple branch became a pull-up bar. I invested in resistance bands and a weight vest. And all of a sudden, not only was I able to keep my muscle, but I was able to build on top. So in this video, I want to share my habit system that allowed me to build muscle while I was running without going to the gym. So let's get into it. So instead of thinking of your running and your strength training as two separate workouts, start thinking about them as one. But before you can do that, you'll have to get very familiar with your neighborhood. This is my street. Over the years, I have built a mental map of every street, every hill, park, and outdoor gym around here. I got spots for calisthenics, for stretching, benches, for plyometrics, stairs and hills for intervals, rocks and logs for leg days, and so much more. These places are gold. They're free, they're open 24/7, they're in the sun, and you get to pick your playground depending on what you want to work on. For example, I've got a dirt road, a dune, and a log not far from here. That's my leg day. And I can guarantee that you have similar spots next to where you live. Pay attention next time you're going to run, you'll be surprised what you can find. One of the great things about doing this is that you're actually using your own psychology in your favor. If you've ever read Atomic Habits from James Clear or The Power of Habit from Charles Duhigg, you'll know what I'm talking about. The habit loop. A habit is when something becomes repeated enough times that it becomes automatic. Ultimately, our brains want our habits to solve problems in our lives with the least amount of effort. Each habit is formed and reinforced by the means of a continuous feedback loop. Cue, craving, response, reward. The key to creating habits that stick is to create feedback loops that are continuously being improved. Cue, phone notification. Craving, want to know who messaged. Response, pick up the phone. Reward, solve the problem of who messaged. Cue, mind goes blank at work. Craving, want to eliminate the frustration. Response, check social media. Reward, satisfy the need to feel less frustrated. Over time, rewards become associated with cues. So in this example, checking social media becomes tied to your mind going blank at work. And then checking LinkedIn may be a cue to check Instagram, which becomes the cue to watch YouTube. And before you know it, the cue, mind goes blank, becomes an hour-long vicious cycle of habits that are automatic and a lot of wasted time. That's called habit stacking. But the good thing is that these habit loops also work the same way for healthy habits. So how can we runners use this principle to build more muscle? The great thing is, most of us already have a strong running habit in our lives. So we use that run to cue another, a strength session. And then we can stack these habits in our favor so they become automatic and we don't have to think about it anymore. So let's take me as an example. Lunchtime is usually my cue to go on a 5K park run. Coming across the park bench is my cue to do a quick strength session while I'm out there. Usually that consists of 5 sets of push-ups, dips, and pull-ups. Coming home sweaty and thirsty is my cue to prepare 2 drinks, a protein shake and an isotonic drink, which then is my cue to get the mat out and do a 10-minute ab workout. Finishing the workout is my cue to drink the protein shake, which is now nice and cold, which then becomes my cue to take a shower. And the reward for all of this is usually being able to eat some yummy food on my couch and watch a YouTube video before I go back to work. The incredible thing about all of this is that I don't have to put much willpower into any of it. The whole thing starts with me checking my watch, realizing it's time for lunch, lacing up my shoes, and heading out the door. I have done this specific sequence of habits so many times now that it is literally like I am on a conveyor belt. I've done this now for over 2 years, and through a lot of trial and error, I've learned a few valuable lessons that I'll share with you right now so you can implement this in your own routine. When to do these. So if you have a good and healthy training plan as a runner, you should have a long run and an interval session or a tempo run in your week, and the rest usually should be easy runs. I highly recommend that you do your strength sessions like this on your easy runs, not on your long runs and interval sessions. Because on your long run, you already have too much mental capacity that goes into building up your stamina, and you don't want to think about, oh, now I have to do all these upper body workouts. And same thing on your interval session. Concentrate on quality strides and quality form on your intervals. Don't worry about anything else. Also, this will help you recover much faster. So do these on your easy runs. 2, fueling correctly. Running already burns a ton of calories. Add strength training on top, and if you don't have glycogen in the tank, your body will find another fuel source, your own muscle. That's the last thing we want. The fix is simple: eat a carb snack before you run, and maybe take a gel with you if you're going on a longer run. After your run, make sure you get enough protein in. You're not just rebuilding the muscle fibers in your legs from running, you're also rebuilding the ones you just broke down in your workout. Don't be one of those people who think that you get enough protein in from a few lentils and some nuts. Okay, you need, especially if you're doing running and strength training, you need about 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. I weigh 75 kilo, so I need at least 150 grams of protein every day. And finally, the workouts themselves, what to do. The main challenge that most of you will have is knowing what to do when you come across a set of tables, benches, or an outdoor gym. And that depends mainly on your strength and your level, but here are my 5 favorite workouts that you can do almost anywhere around the world. 1. Push-ups. Let's start with the king of upper body moves, the push-up. They build your chest, shoulders and arms, and the variations are endless. Normal push-ups for beginners, incline for intermediates, diamond push-ups if you want to torch your triceps, pike push-ups if you're chasing shoulder strength. Most people do them wrong, so here's how to do a correct push-up. Hands just outside shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide, the core should be tight, your shoulders should be pulled back, elbows rotating out. That's a real push-up. Now, once you've nailed the basics, here are my favorite variations. Negative incline push-ups. Put your feet on a bench, great if you want to work your upper chest and shoulders. And there's the wide push-up. The wider hand placement builds broader chest. The diamond push-up, hands close together, torches your triceps. And lastly, the archer push-up. 1 arm at a time, fixes imbalances and builds stability. Next up, the Bulgarian split squat. If you run, this might be the single best strength exercise you can do. Here's how to do it right. Back foot onto a bench or a rock. Front foot far enough forward so your knee doesn't cave over your toes. Keep your chest tall, shoulders back. Now drop straight down, not forward, until your back knee almost kisses the ground. Drive through the front heel to come back up. Even with just your body weight, this will set your legs on fire. And the best part, every rep translates to more efficient and stronger running. Number 3, dips. Now let's hit the triceps with dips. This is one of the simplest moves you can do outdoors. The only thing you need is a bench. So here's how to do them right. Place your hands on the edge of the bench, shoulder width apart. Keep your body close to the bench, chest open, shoulders down. Now lower yourself slowly until your elbows hit about 90 degrees. Push back up by driving with your arms. Do not use your legs. Now my only warning with dips is to have a straight back, don't hunch forward, and don't go too deep. Because if you go too deep, that puts your shoulder in internal rotation, which puts a lot of pressure on the joint. So just control the movement, don't go too deep. Number 4, pull-ups. If you can find a bar or even a solid tree branch on your route, this is one of the best back exercises you can do. And here's how to do it right. Grab the bar with your hands, shoulder width apart. Hang tall, shoulders pulled back and down. Keep your core tight. Pull your elbow down to your sides, not back behind you. Aim to bring your chest as close to the bar as possible. Now that's a clean pull-up. Pull-ups are great for your back, biceps and your posture, which obviously is very important for running. Last on the list is the step up. This one almost looks too simple, but it's one of the most powerful moves you can do as a runner. Find a bench, a rock or a ledge that's about knee height. Place 1 foot fully on top and drive through that leg to lift yourself up, bringing the opposite knee high. And now step back down with control. Step ups build your glutes, quads and balance. Basically the same muscles you use in every stride. So usually I do 2 or 3 of these exercises during each one of my easy runs. So that's like 3 or 4 times a week. Now I agree, not everything has to be triggers, rewards and routines, you know. But I can guarantee that if you implement these habits, it will just become so much easier to actually do them without having to put much willpower into it. I hope this helped. Thanks for watching. Stay wild and peace.